They say every city has a dark side, a place where the line between fact and fiction blurs, where shadows seem to twist a little more and the whispers of the wind sound like screams. It's in these forgotten corners that urban legends are born, passed down through generations, haunting us with their eerie tales. Today we're diving headfirst into the murky depths of America's creepiest urban legends. We're talking about the stories that keep you up at night, the ones you tell at campfires when the firelight flickers just right. These are the tales that send chills down your spine and make you double-check the lock on your door. But be warned, these stories are not for the faint of heart. If you're brave enough to join us, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss these terrifying tales. You don't want to face the darkness alone. We've all been there, right? Standing in a dark bathroom, the only light coming from a flickering bulb overhead, casting long, creepy shadows on the wall. And in the center of it all, a mirror, an ordinary, everyday object, except when you're a kid, it becomes a portal to another dimension. That's where Bloody Mary hangs out. They say she's trapped, this vengeful spirit, stuck in the reflective surface, waiting for some poor soul to utter her name 3 times. It's like a creepy game of phone tag, but instead of getting a "you're it," you get a face full of ghostly rage. The stories about her origins are about as varied as the hairstyles she probably rocks in the spirit world. Some say she was a witch burned at the stake for her dark magic. Others whispered that she was a grieving mother who went mad after losing her child. Driven to a violent end, whoever she was in life, her afterlife is dedicated to scaring the living daylights out of anyone foolish enough to summon her. Kids have been doing it for decades, daring each other to step into the bathroom and tempt fate. Most run out giggling, relieved that it's just a silly story. But there are always those whispers, right? The ones that claim to have seen her, to have looked into her bloodshot eyes and felt the icy grip of fear. They say she appears as a blood-soaked apparition, her voice a chilling rasp, ready to drag you into the mirror, trapping you in her spectral prison. So the next time you find yourself standing in front of a mirror late at night, remember Bloody Mary. Think twice before you utter her name. You never know when she might be listening, eager to answer your call. Let's trade the cramped confines of a haunted bathroom for something a little more expansive. Let's talk about the woods. You know, those places where the sunlight struggles to penetrate the dense canopy, where every snapping twig sounds like a footstep, and the shadows hold secrets they're just dying to whisper. Yeah, those woods. The perfect setting for our next urban legend, the Goatman of Maryland. Picture this. You're hiking through the woods, enjoying the fresh air, maybe humming a little tune. You stumble across an old, abandoned building half swallowed by the undergrowth. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you decide to take a closer look. Bad move. You see, legend has it that this particular neck of the woods isn't just home to squirrels and birdsong, it's the hunting ground of a creature that defies all rational explanation, a half-man, half-goat monstrosity known as the Goatman. They say he was once a scientist, a man of science who let his experiments go too far. Something went wrong, horribly wrong, and he was transformed into this grotesque parody of nature. Now, with glowing eyes that pierce the darkness and a blood-curdling scream that echoes through the trees, the Goatman stalks his domain. Some say he's driven by madness, a twisted shell of his former self. Others believe he's out for revenge, punishing those who dare to intrude on his territory. Whatever his motivation, one thing's for sure. The Goatman is not a creature you want to meet on a dark and lonely night. Over the years, there have been countless sightings of the Goatman. Campers tell stories of being terrorized in their tents, their pleas for help drowned out by the creature's chilling cries. Hikers claim to have seen his hulking silhouette lurking in the trees, his eyes burning like hot coals. Chapter 3. The Mothman, Harbinger of Doom. We're leaving the woods behind, but we're not done with creepy creatures just yet. Let's head to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home to the unsettling legend of the Mothman. The Mothman is something altogether more sinister. A humanoid figure, over 7 feet tall with piercing red eyes that seem to glow and massive wings that span 10 feet or more, blocking out the stars. The Mothman first appeared in the late 1960s, a time of social upheaval. Witnesses reported seeing it perched on rooftops, its eyes glowing in the darkness, and then came the tragedy, the collapse of the Silver Bridge. On December 15, 1967, the bridge crumbled into the icy waters, taking 46 lives. Some believe the Mothman was drawn to the bridge, sensing the impending doom. Was it trying to warn the townspeople, or was its presence connected to the tragedy itself? Chapter 4. The Jersey Devil, Demon of the Pines. Let's swap those sprawling forests for something a little more claustrophobic. We're heading to the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, a place steeped in history and mystery. It's a place where the trees press in closer, and the air is thick with the scent of pine needles and secrets. We're talking about the Jersey Devil. This creature has been terrorizing the Pine Barrens for over 250 years. It's a legend passed down through generations, each telling adding a new layer of fear. So what exactly is the Jersey Devil? Picture a creature ripped from a nightmare, a grotesque amalgamation of animalistic fury. It's said to have the head of a goat with glowing red eyes. Its body is a twisted mockery of nature with leathery wings and sharp claws. The story goes that in 1735, Mother Leeds, already the mother of 12, cursed her 13th child. She cried out, "Let it be a devil," and a devil it was. The child was born a monstrous creature, its true nature hidden until it attacked and escaped into the night. Ever since, the Jersey Devil has been blamed for strange occurrences in the area. Farmers whisper of mutilated livestock, and travelers tell stories of being chased by a winged beast with glowing eyes. Its chilling cries echo through the Pine Barrens, a legend that refuses to die. Chapter 5. The Black-Eyed Children. A knock at the door. Let's ditch the backwoods and abandoned buildings for a while. Let's head to a place that's supposed to be safe, a place of comfort and familiarity. Your front door, because our final urban legend takes root in the most mundane of settings, tapping into our deepest fears of the unknown. We're talking about the Black-Eyed Children, a relatively recent addition to the pantheon of American urban legends, but one that has spread like wildfire, fueled by internet forums and whispered stories. These aren't your typical trick-or-treaters, folks. These kids are bad news. Imagine this. It's late at night, you're home alone, maybe reading a book or watching some mindless TV. The wind howls outside, rattling the windows, and you feel a chill run down your spine. Then you hear it, a knock at the door. You approach cautiously, peering through the peephole. And that's when you see them. 2 children, a boy and a girl, standing on your doorstep. They look normal enough. Dressed in ordinary clothes, their faces pale and expressionless. But then your gaze falls on their eyes. They're completely black, devoid of any iris or white, like 2 pools of darkness staring back at you. The children speak in unsettling monotone voices, asking to be let in. They claim to need to use your phone or that they're lost and need help. But something about them sets off alarm bells in your head. It's their eyes, the way they seem to bore into your soul, the overwhelming sense of dread that washes over you. Witnesses describe feeling paralyzed by fear, unable to move or speak as these eerie children stand on their doorstep, their requests growing more insistent. Some claim that the children become agitated if refused entry, their voices taking on a demanding, almost threatening tone. Urban legends have a way of creeping into our minds and making us question what's real. Are they just stories meant to scare us into behaving, or is there something more to these tales? Something lurking just beyond the veil of our everyday reality? Whether you believe these stories or not, one thing is certain. The unknown can be terrifying. The thought that something sinister might be lurking in the shadows, watching us, waiting for the right moment to strike. It's enough to send shivers down the bravest soul's spine. Thanks for joining us on this eerie journey through America's creepiest legends. Remember, you never know what might be lurking in the dark, or who might be knocking at your door.